Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Olivia Nelson. I am the Director of Membership Services for the Independent Carrier Safety Association, or ICSA. And for anybody who might be new to ICSA, our mission here is to help small or independent motor carriers improve highway safety. So we do this by providing access to tools and resources at costs that are typically reserved for larger fleets. And if you are interested in learning more about ICSA, you can check out our website at safecarriers.org. Today, we are excited to host a webinar with Women in Trucking. And as an organization with many women on our team, it's a topic that is especially important to ICSA. So we're really glad to have them joining us today. We are pleased to welcome Alyssa Kirkman, who is their Senior Director of Membership. She has more than 15 years of experience in association roles related to membership, marketing, education. So with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Alyssa to get us started.
Thank you, Olivia. We're really excited to be here. Olivia and I were just talking before this, and all of us work together. So we're excited for some ICSA members to learn about WIT and hopefully some WIT members to learn about ICSA through this experience. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me know at any time if it is not working. So Women in Trucking is an organization that was created to support women in the industry. So today we're going to talk about, we're going to introduce you to Women in Trucking so you can learn a little bit more about what we do. We're going to talk about why this would be important and how we can support you. And then of course we'll have time for questions. I think this is scheduled for an hour, but we will not take that long. So please feel free to chime in, and Olivia can ask me any questions that pop up along the way. So we were founded in 2007 by Ellen Voya. She recognized the need for an organization that could support and promote women in the transportation and trucking industry. She spent her career in the industry, and she had the simple question, why am I not seeing more women? And she found that it wasn't that women couldn't do the jobs, it was that the industry hadn't fully opened the door for women. So Ellen built an organization to support and promote women in the trucking industry. We are the original community supporting women in the industry, we like to say, from the driver's seat to the C-suite. So we do support women in every role, and we support the men who support the women in every role. We offer programs and services to help companies succeed, help their employees thrive, and help individuals give back to the industry. Today, we have thousands of members, and like I said, they're drivers, fleet managers, recruiters, safety professionals, they're owner-operators, they're companies with 2 trucks, and they're corporate partners, right? So all the members work together toward a trucking industry that reflects the full workforce available to it. So the point being, women can do this, men can do this. We want the industry to reflect that. When more women enter trucking, the whole industry benefits. Studies consistently show that female drivers have strong safety records and high retention when they feel supported. So our goal is to help women realize that this is a career of choice and that they can be supported once they find that career. So our mission. So about a year ago, our organization has changed a lot, right, in the past almost 20 years. And last year, our board of directors got together for a strategic conversation, and we tweaked our mission just a little bit. So our mission is now to champion the employment and advancement of women in trucking, to foster connections, and to recognize achievements. So we're going to talk about those 3 things in that presentation today. So when we talk about our membership, like I said, we're from the driver's seat to the C-suite. And members are anyone who supports the mission in every role in trucking. So 10% of our members are male, about 10% of our members are truck drivers, and the rest are the people who support the truck drivers and keep things moving in the industry. All of those people have a place in Women in Trucking, and we are excited to support everybody in their roles. We are supported by a range of partners across the supply chain, and they allow us to carry out our mission and increase opportunities for women at all career levels and those seeking to enter the profession. So this is a list of our partners, and we also have corporate members as well. So on the previous slide, it said we have about 8,000 members. That is the individual members, the employees of companies, and individuals who have joined Women in Trucking. If we look just at the partner and company level, we have about 600 companies and partners that are members. So one of the main things we do, I told you we're going to talk about the 3 pillars, but before we get to that, talk about building connections. So Women in Trucking is a networking organization, and our goal is for every woman who works in the industry to have somebody they can talk to who has been where they are and who can connect with somebody who's like them. Right? A lot of women in this industry, especially at smaller companies, there's nobody who looks like them. There are no other women in their company. So a lot of times they just have questions about things that they should try or things they could do differently. So our goal is to help build those connections in that network. So we have a couple of main ways we do that. One is through our Engage online forum, and that is exactly what it sounds like. It's an online discussion forum for members where people can ask questions and learn from each other. So we are an international organization, but most of our members are in the United States. So members can log into this. They can post a question. For example, people are using it to make connections for in-person conferences. So we actually had a member who was going to go to the TMC conference about a month ago, and she posted on the forum and just said, "Hey, I'm going to this event. I don't know anybody. Who else is going?" And she was able to connect with other Women in Trucking members so that when she showed up to that event, she had people to hang out with, right? Somebody to have coffee with, somebody to check in and chat with throughout the day, and it made the experience better for her. So that's one of the ways people are using the forum. We also, another example is we just had a driver who's considering moving from a company driver to maybe an owner operator, maybe leasing. She's not sure what she wants to do next. So she posted her thoughts and she got responses from the community. What have other people done? What have other people seen success with, specifically in this current economy, right? She's trying to get all information from different sources before she makes that final decision. So the Engage online forum is a great place for that. It is also where members can go and find each other. So it has a member directory. So people can look for each other in their area, by their company, and make connections, right? So you don't have to make a cold call if you have a question. You can actually connect with somebody and, they know you because you're part of the Women in Trucking community. We also offer a mentoring and networking program that is called WIT Connections. So it offers a couple ways members can connect. One of those is through one-on-one mentorship, and that is your standard mentorship that everybody's familiar with, right? It's somebody signs up, this is what I'm looking for, I need help with, and the program will match them with a mentor that fits their needs. For that traditional relationship, we do try to approach it a little bit differently because we think mentorship is a two-way street, right? No longer how long you've been in your career, you can learn from somebody who's new to the profession as well. So we do try to make sure that people talk to each other and communicate and try to learn from each other instead of it just being the mentor teaches the mentee. We've also found that our members are more comfortable in a group setting sometimes, right? There's a lot of pressure for that one-on-one mentorship relationship. So in 2005, we started doing networking groups, and that is just an opportunity for members to meet and learn from each other in a group setting. So these are completely member-led. Members set the agenda, they decide how often they want to meet, right? And most of them, once again, are virtual. So we piloted 4 in 2025. That went so well that this year we've already launched 4 more. Some examples are we have one based on HR, we have one based on professional development. There's actually one of people who live in the Midwest. We have one for technicians, one for drivers. We have a book club, right? So there's a wide variety of ways people can connect here and do this. And it's been really fun to see those grow and how excited people are to make connections and build relationships. We've also heard one of our networking group leaders has actually gained business from doing this, right? She's building relationships, she's getting her name out there, and it's been good for her personally and professionally, which is what we like to see. Through WIT Connections, we also offer quarterly mixers, and those are just Zoom calls where people get together. We have a member will give whatever the topic is, we'll give a quick networking tips at the beginning, and then the group will just talk to each other. And we don't always know where those conversations are going to go. So for example, last time they ended up talking about AI and how they use AI in their roles. So it's really fun to see those conversations and how when you just get people in a room, even if it's a virtual room, see how those conversations flow and see how people learn from each other. The other thing I wanted to highlight really fast is volunteer engagement. We do try to offer our members a way to participate and give back if they have the time to do so. And that can vary from everything from helping us post and monitor the online forum to helping us at events and staffing our booth, or being on a committee, or even being on our image team. So our image team is a group of drivers that they apply and are selected to represent the Women in Trucking organization and to represent women in the industry. It's like go on talk shows. We've had some do ride-alongs with legislatures. They do interviews. They pull our Whitney trailer, which we'll talk about in a minute. But they really represent the industry and talk about their stories to inspire the next generation of drivers. So it's really fun to see. So those are just some examples of how we can get you involved if you would like. So now, let's go back to the mission, right? So one of the main things in the mission is career advancement. So here are some examples of the programs and services we provide that help people advance in their careers. So we talked some about virtual networking just a minute ago, but our big event is our Accelerate Conference and Expo. It is the end of October this year in Dallas. I want to say October 25th through the 28th, but you should definitely check and verify that. But it is the place that women get together to talk about the industry. So it is at its heart, it is a trucking conference. We talk about the supply chain, we talk about the economic forecast, right? We talk about all the things you get at a trucking conference, but a lot of it just has a spin of how do you deal with it as a woman, or how does it impact us because we're women in the industry. But it is a really cool event, has a lot of networking opportunities, and people come to support and learn from each other. So it has a really welcoming feel. And on the staff team, one of the things we talk about is how we want to extend that Accelerate feeling all year round. So that is why we launched those networking groups. That's why we push that Engage forum for people to connect, because we want people to feel welcome and supported all year. So if you're interested, my email will be at the end of the presentation, but let me know. We'd love to get you connected so you can get a feel for what Accelerate is like. We also have the Salute to Women Behind the Wheel, which just took place in March at the Mid-America Trucking Show. That event is specifically for drivers, and it's a celebration for drivers. So it's actually really, really fun event. We just gave out our Driver of the Year award there to Ingrid Brown, and we celebrate and talk about women in trucking with all the attendees. So if you're ever at the Mid-America Trucking Show, please stop by, please attend. It's just a 2-hour celebration, and it really is the best time. We are also offering now regional events that we're calling WIT on the Road. Those are hosted by members for other members and just for people who work in trucking in their area. So you do not have to be a member of Women in Trucking to attend. They are free events. Typically, we're still, this is a new thing for us, so we're still working on the format a little bit, but then the next two are going to be 3 to 4 hours networking with a session to learn more about the industry and then a panel or session or two, just so people can talk and learn from each other. So the session in a couple weeks at McLeod is going to focus on using your skills to succeed and training in education within the industry. So those are the two panel discussions. So once again, those are free. Space is limited because they're hosted by member companies. So if you're interested, let us know, and we'll see if we can help you get registered for those. The other education we provide is in webinars, just like this one. We do an educational webinar every month, and we do what we call our engagement webinars every month. So those are great ways to stay informed on what's going on in the industry and to learn more and move your career forward, right? That's the point of all of this education. So we also offer resources and publications, including we have a newsletter, we have white papers and guides. White papers include, we have one on parking, we have one on same gender training, and we have guides that can help you find different companies in the industry. And then we also offer a WIT index, which actually I added a slide for that, so we'll talk about that in a minute. And then we have a blog. The blog is actually a lot of fun because that is where we highlight a lot of our member stories, including we have a member of the month. We try to highlight all of the women who work in all of the different roles in the trucking industry. And we do a volunteer of the month. So it's just a really fun way to learn more about individuals who work in trucking and why they found their passion in this industry. We also offer career and member services. We have a career center where employers can post jobs, or if you are looking for a job or just looking for a different role, you can post your resume and find your next opportunity that way. We also have member-only discounts. Our corporate members can offer discounts to members. These range from discounts on purchasing trucks to free apps, right, that companies offer. So it is a wide range of discounts and promotions. And we also have resources specifically for drivers. So we call that our driver hub. So our image team and other drivers that work with us work to provide information and resources specifically for that driver community. And then, of course, our third part of our mission is celebrating the women in the industry. So we have a couple of big awards, Influential Women in Trucking. We also have, and I'm sorry it's not on the slide, Distinguished Women in Logistics that is actually being given out at TIA this week in Phoenix. Like I said, we just did our Driver of the Year. And we have top companies to work for in transportation and top women to watch, which are both included in our magazine, Redefining the Road. But on this slide is a really cool lady. This is Tracy Rushing. She's the executive director of recruiting at RE Garrison, and she's a champion of truck drivers and driver recruitment with a long career in trucking. She happened to be the 2024 winner of the Influential Woman in Trucking. And she also serves as our membership co-chair. And if you're going to that event in Birmingham, she's going to be the MC for us. So these are she's an example of the women who, like, she's out there improving her career and she's making trucking a better place for other women as well. Speaking of celebration, here's another one of our awesome volunteers. This is Yuma, and she serves on the image team. She is a military veteran who brought her talents to Walmart, where she's been a driver for about a decade. She uses her skills to mentor young drivers and advance the WIT community through her leadership on the image team. So you can read about both Yuma and Tracy on our website. We have stories for both of them on that blog. But just an example of two of the awesome women that are part of the WIT community. And then I wanted to talk about the WIT index for a minute. So it used to be yearly, and now every 2 years we do what's called the Women in Trucking Index. This is an annual, well, used to be annual, biannual barometer of benchmarking and measuring the percentage of women in key roles in North American transportation. So we encourage companies to measure their own progress and to benchmark against others in the industry to see where they need to improve or where they're hitting the mark or where they want to do things differently. What we see from the WIT Index is a growing number of women in many roles, such as company roles, including HR, talent management, and company leaders, and safety professionals. We've seen modest growth in the area of female mechanics and drivers. So we're excited, but we're excited to have our team run those numbers so we can see over the past 2 years what's changed in the industry and what companies can work on and what we as an organization need to do to support the industry. So if you're interested, you can look at previous indexes at womenintrucking.org. I also wanted to highlight one of the coolest members of the Women in Trucking team, and that is Whitney. So I'm going to sound a little bit crazy here because I'm going to say her, because as you can see, this truck has a personality and she is a superhero driver. So Whitney is our educational trailer, and she travels to events all around the industry and all around the country. So in 2025, as you can see here, she went to 18 states, did 39 events, and over 6,000 people went through Whitney. What she does is she has education on the trucking industry. She has a driving simulator, which is the big draw, and then she just has information on the Women in Trucking Association. So we take her to Women in Trucking events, we take her to other trucking conferences, and then she does things like Touch a Truck events and Girl Scout events too. So our goal is to spread the word that this can be a career for women, that it is an opportunity for women, and Whitney helps us do that because she's just cool. It's really neat to see this truck in action. And then before we break for questions, but I wanted to highlight the Women in Trucking Foundation. This is a foundation that works with women in trucking to assist areas of educational growth. The Women in Trucking Foundation gives out scholarships. They've given out 55 scholarships of $1,000 each to support women as they are studying to become either continue their careers in trucking or to get into the trucking industry. So if you're interested in that, you can reach out and let us know. And Olivia, that's all I had today. So I have my, we'd love to take questions if you have them. And then of course, QR code for more information. And that is my email address if anybody wants to reach out with questions.
So I just wanted to know, what are some of the best ways to learn about the events with WIT that you mentioned?
Yeah, so our website, also we have I might have forgotten to mention it, we have an e-newsletter that goes out that we do include upcoming events on. And that can go to members and non-members. Our events open to members and non-members, right? So if you want to know more, you can email me at that membership@Women in Trucking email address, and we can get you signed up for that list.
Okay, thank you. And then one other question that I had come through, you mentioned men who support women. So do you guys encourage them to join, or how can they help out with WIT's mission?
Yeah, so yeah, like I said, allies are important, right? For anything you do to succeed, we need to have support and people who understand what we're trying to accomplish. And in our position, that's both men and women. So we currently have one man on the board of directors. We have men who serve on our committees, right? And like I said, 10% of our membership is male. And they are the men who own the companies. They're the men who are recruiting women. They work in HR. We have men drivers who join individually, right? Because they see women on the road every day and want to know how to support them. So it really is, anyone can join Women in Trucking. It is not just an organization for women.
Perfect. That's awesome. Well, I don't see any other questions, so I think we are good to go. Thank you so much, Alyssa. I appreciate you and all of your help.
Yeah, thank you. And we're excited to work more with you guys and learn more about you going forward too. So thank you for the opportunity.
Of course, thank you.
Have a great day.